Okay, Breaker Broke 23. So today I'm going to show you how to repair and upgrade coax on a Wilson 1000, 5000, and Stryker SR5K magnet mount. Okay, so what we're going to do first, we got to get this Mylar film off. So what I like to do is I go around the edge here, and I start working around the edge. I go all the way around, and I start peeling it back. And I just keep peeling it back. This will come off intact. They do get messed up sometimes, like this one kind of did, but we'll work with that. Anyway, apparently you can buy this Mylar kit from Stryker. I've gotten a hold of Stryker twice. They've told me twice they were going to send me some pieces, some replacement pieces, but they never have. So no shout-outs to Stryker today. Anyway, you take this off. Take this nut off. This one's very tight. The other one that I'm going to show you was actually just finger tight. Okay, what we do here is this is what it looks like with that off. You've got your Mylar film down there with the foil. Okay, now, so what we're going to do is we took off this nut. We're going to take and we're going to pull that straight up, and then we're going to slide it back this way, okay? Kind of down the coax. And the reason why we're going to do that is we got that little tunnel area you got to go through. Okay, now, I've already made the repair on this one, but basically, the OEM coax is very cheap quality, and what they did is, I'm going to assume before they riveted this SO239 on here, they actually made the solder connection, because what it was the solder connection was going straight up into the pin. Then what they did is they just took the coax and just bent it at a 90, and that's where it broke, was at the bend. And so what I did when I replaced this is I put a couple of the pieces of the center conductor up into the barrel of the SO239, and then soldered this on at a 90. And that's going to hold. That's going to be good. Not only that, when you make the coax upgrade to the RG8 Mini like I have here, it's going to make it easier to put this nut on, because the thickness of this coax and the center core is just, it gets in the way. So you're going to kind of want to go at it at that, okay? So you take off this nut. This bottom bolt will almost fall out. Anyway, you make your solder connection. Do your lug here and everything, and then put it all back together. This is your shield, this is your ground, this goes to this. Obviously, center connector goes here. Okay, you're going to want to put a strain relief on it. The strain relief on this one originally was too far away, and it allowed this coax to be pulled on, which entail nailed that. All right, because I'm upgrading coax, there's a difference in diameter. Actually, there's quite a few differences. So this is the OEM made in China crap. It has very poor shielding on it. And you got to be extremely careful, because if you bite into that at all, this stuff just flakes away and you'll almost have nothing left. I don't know, that's probably 22 gauge, 24 gauge center conductor. It's cheesy stuff. Okay, we're going with Belden 2310 RG8X. I love this stuff. It's 95% shielded. It's got a great shield. It's got a healthy 18 gauge center conductor here. That's an old school 18 gauge actually to me. Maybe somebody would even classify that as a 16, but I'm going to go with 18 gauge. Okay, but here's the difference. The PVC is bigger. Here's the 8. Here's the 58. So what we got to do is we got to waller this out. So what I did is I took a 1/8 inch drill bit and put it in a drill, and I used the side of the bit to carve that in and out. Okay, I could have just reamed it with another drill, and that would have been easier, but I wanted to kind of keep and to be able to control the shape, because what happens is when you put this back together, it pinches down on here, and that helps make the seal. So we're going to slide this on. Okay, and this is what kind of a seal we've got after we get all that on. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. And that's about the same as OEM. That's the OEM seal right there. All right. So what we do is just reverse the disassembly process. And what I like to do is push on that right here and then tighten this nut down. And don't get crazy with the way you cinch it down. You know, cinch it down good and tight, but don't wrench on it too hard, because actually this top piece here is actually just super glued to this piece right here. So get that on down there nice and tight. And clean this off. Use some like 91% alcohol or something. Clean this off. And clean whatever goobers that are on there off. And then what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to take and I'm going to spray some 3M 77 spray adhesive around here, and I'm going to put that back on there, and that should be okay. If you get it on there and you don't think the edges are going to seal good enough, and it really doesn't matter, but you can go around, lift the edge back, and then use some of this killer Permatex black silicone. I love this stuff. Okay, so a heads up. So some of these SR5Ks in the Stryker line, I've noticed that they'll want to teeter-totter kind of on the roof, you know, like that, because they're not 100% flat. This one's pretty good, but this one wanted to teeter-totter a little bit, and I was trying to figure out why. But what happens is when they assemble these in China, and it's kind of hard to see, but it's all clumped up right here, and those clumps actually transfer out here, and then when you go to put this on the roof, it can go like that. So if you have, you know, when you have the thing off, you have the chance to either push those down with like maybe the head of a screw, or you know, the handle of a screwdriver or something to pound that down, push that down and flatten it out. And then anyway, and then take the 77 adhesive and go back over it. And this one, you know, this Mylar is reusable. It's not really pretty, but it's going to work. This little area that's ripped here, I'm going to go and what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this up and then go around and do a little micro bead around here. In fact, maybe I'll do that first. I'll take a micro bead of the Permatex, go around this outer plastic edge, 77 here, place it, get it all up there, flip it like this, and then throw some weight on it for, you know, I don't know, 8, 10, 12 hours, and that one should be good to go. So we've made an RG8X Mini X upgrade to this antenna. So that'll keep the customer happy. He was kind of wondering about that. He runs a little amplifier through it. And so that's that. I can see this being a good modification to do on these. Although some vehicles, like say some SUVs, maybe foreign cars or something, may have a little bit tighter seal on the back hatch area. So keep in mind, this is a bigger diameter. So that may interfere on how the hatch closes, seals, or if it even pinches this. And if you have any doubts with that, just go look at your old Coax. If it looks like it was getting all pinched up and stuff, then this upgrade may not be worth it. But anyway, there you go. That is how we repair and upgrade a Wilson / Stryker mag mount. Thanks for watching.